and you are still enthusiastic enough to listen to one more technological round. Okay, I do have limited time, so I'll quickly jump on to introduction. I represent Infosec Ventures, which is a cybersecurity venture fund. We invest into new upcoming cybersecurity products. So these are our current investments. Bugs Bounty is one of the world's largest security researching company which simulates crowdsourcing. Human Firewall is, again, so I'm going to talk about Human Firewall, Email Auth, and Infosec SSG in my presentation later. SRM is the Security Risk Monitor, which is an upcoming product, which is a simple, security scorecard of the security posture of every company. Just like in BFSI, you have credit ratings for every individual. This is a security rating for every organization. Jumping on, a quick introduction about myself. I have been working in marketing and sales departments of different SaaS-based companies, so I know, the operational challenges that the companies go through while transitioning from a traditional business to SaaS-based solutions. Moving on, okay. So this is a very interesting, stat which was published by Verizon in a report in 2017, that 91% of cyber breaches reported were originated at the human layer. Now, this in itself is a very appalling statistic. Ideally, the organizations should have taken charge in order to, make strong the human layer. But next year, what happened was this percentage increased to 93%. The first problem statement that I want to showcase to everybody is regarding your domains that you send your emails from. Can I have any volunteer who I can check their domain and do a quick demo? Yes, sir. Can I have your domain, please? Yeah, just give me your card. Great. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to send an email to one of his customers or anybody in the world using their own email address. I know that a lot of you come from a technical background and it's very doable, but this is a very big risk that I want to address today. So can I have your personal Gmail address? Same, KENILS. Okay. Is this correct? Great. What I'll do is I'll CC one to myself as well. So I'm trying to showcase two risks here. One is business to customer, which is customer can be on Gmail. And one is B2B, which is your domain to my domain. And subject can be, hi there, all services from us to you for next year are free. Let us try. So if you can check your Gmail account and confirm whether you received that email. You did? And who is it from? Your official mail address? Great. So this is a clear example of what I wanted to showcase, that I can use anybody's mail address. And in the backend, what I know about this particular domain is that there are certain email security protocols which are not put up on their DNS. I'm sure a lot of you might be familiar with DMARC record. So email auth is a product which works on the principle of DMARC. What in simple terms, suppose you're sailing on a boat and the top of the iceberg is the only visibility that you have on the emails that your company is sending. What you don't know is what lies underneath the water, what activity is being conducted using your domain globally. That's the problem statement. In very simple technical terms, this is the sender's inbox. Whenever a sender sends an email, recipient server sends a report back for every email which is received using this domain. So now imagine a hacker sitting below the sender's inbox and also send an email to recipient server using the same domain. That report will also go to the sending organization server. So what we simply do is we simply read these reports and show it to you in a simple statistical form. After that, once we get hold of the legitimate IPs, the legitimate sources that you have to whitelist, it can be a HRMS solution, it can be a CRM solution that your company or marketing team might be using. We whitelist those and then we put actions on the DMARC record, which is rejecting your mail if it's from a untrusted source. A quick case study that I would like to share is our founder, Mr. Edward Tucker. He was the Chief of Cybersecurity at HMRC, which is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs in the UK. He was able to block 300 million phishing emails because HMRC is, again, being an income tax office, they have a lot of dealing with the customers in India. He was able to block 300 million phishing emails within 1 year, and he's the one who has founded Email Auth and Human Firewall, so we have funded those companies. Soon after he did that, the UK government has passed a mandate for DMARC record to be published for all the public and government sector organizations, and soon after the Department of Homeland Security in the USA did the same thing. We are also in touch with RBI to do the same for the BFSI and NBFC sector in India, and soon you would be handed with a notice of getting a DMARC record of your own domain as well. Okay, moving on to the next product, which is Human Firewall. I'm sure a lot of you might have attended the panel discussion that happened earlier. And certain points raised all drilled down to one problem statement, which was the user awareness. Because as as companies in the BFSI sector, you might have already invested in a lot of cybersecurity products, your firewalls, proxies, secure email gateways, but still your employees, your users are vulnerable. So hackers are trying to find an easy way into your network, which is through social engineering and users. So I've clearly explained the problem statement, and there's one more problem statement which is very interesting, that there are 20,000 plus types of attack scenarios that a hacker can actually take to target you, but it is impossible for you as an organization to train any of your employee on such a greater aspect. What we've done is we've simplified the solution into 5 simple pillars. The first one is psychology. You must have heard of a lot of companies and solutions who do phishing simulations and awareness and training for the employees. So that's only the psychology part from this slide. Next, what I want to showcase is the ability or we are enabling your user to take an action on any email which he thinks or she thinks is malicious. So what we simply do is we simply install a reporter button in the heart of their mailboxes, be it O365 or G Suite or Lotus Domino or whatever, regardless of the email client. So whenever they report any suspicious email, we also maintain a smart scoring system for every user. So as a security team, you know which are the group of the users, are such who are recognizing the phishing attacks well enough, so that you can add automations to the product. That tomorrow, if Sanchit has successfully identified certain phishing emails, 5 in a row. So probably it is a possibility that the sixth attack that he identifies should be mitigated automatically. So we can add these automations based on the smart scoring system that we've built. Next is remediation. Remediation is again giving ability to the security team to take actions on any reported emails. So currently, if one of your employees is receiving a phishing email or any suspicious or a spam email, what they are simply doing is they are forwarding those emails to the security team and leaving it up to them. Please, I got this email in my inbox and please look into it. What we in remediation, what we do is we have a separate dashboard where a ticket is created for you with ready threat intel. Who is the email from? What is the IP reputation? Whether the email security protocols are passing or not. If there is any attachment in the email, we do a malware scan on the attachment as well. If there are any hidden links in the email, we showcase the links and the score of the links as well. So as a security analyst, we are making your job easy to make decision whether this email is safe or not. If it's not, you can just simply delete that email across the organization. So that's remediation. Okay, so one of our main competitive advantages is orchestration. Orchestration is when we take that ready threat intel and through custom built API integrations and sticks-based integrations, we can circulate the indicators of compromise to other cybersecurity products like your antivirus or network firewall and so on and so forth. Okay. Now comes one tricky part, which is reporting to the management. So as a security team, if you have a solution and you're doing so many activities, you should be able to report to the management as what they like to see. So for example, in a particular phishing campaign, you sent 1,000 emails, okay, to 1,000 employees, only 300 opened. Now, the rest 700 who did not even care to open the email are still remaining to be trained, right? Or are still remaining to be tested on their phishing. So what the dashboard does is, the dashboard sends an attack to them again. Till the time, it will keep on sending the attack till the time each and every user opens the email. And with every attack, we are leveling up the nature of the attack as well. Next is, so some people clicked, some people got compromised, they entered their credentials, then a few people reported, and so on and so forth. Now, out of the 200 who clicked, 100 got compromised and 100 did not. So for example, I opened the email, I clicked on the link by mistake, and I just closed the browser. Now what's happening is that email, that threat is still lying in my inbox. So here our smart scoring system comes into the picture, that very good that you clicked on the link and did not take any action, you did not go further or did not enter your credentials, but you did not press the reporter button. So we bring that culture of reporting through our smart scoring system. Lastly, what I want to address is Infosec SSG. This is our managed services handle, where we take care of all endpoint security. So any solution that you have, so we can do resident engineers. We are taking care of endpoint security management. Approach is again, it has to be very traditional when it comes to security. So assessment is the first part. Then we strategize according to the budget which is allocated to you and the bandwidth that your team has. And lastly, we come up with advices and actions or certain solutions that would benefit you. And Lastly, so these are some services that we wanted to highlight, which is perimeter security, endpoint security, network security, data center security, and vendor risk management. So any solutions under these aspects can also be deployed by Infosec SSG. So that's pretty much it for my presentation. If you want to have a chat with us, we have a booth here. I insist that you come and have a chat with us. Thank you.